Hey everybody, it's Chris. This is another Lazy Chucker disc golf review brought to you by the Hazy Shade in Dayton, Ohio. Thank you to them for the support this year in making all of these reviews possible. Today we're looking at a super fun disc, the MVP Discs Glitch in their soft Neutron plastic. Real quick, I want to do some housekeeping. My apologies for not having reviews recently. I lost a logic board on my old computer, and in the process of switching the hard drive over, I managed to physically crack that, so I lost a lot of footage. Excuse me. And then with other life stuff, I just hadn't been able to get reviews out lately. That said, even with reshoots, I think I have the next 4 to 5 reviews pretty well shot, so I'm hoping to get those out in the next 10 to 12 days. Pretty ambitious, so maybe not in the next 12 days, but that's my goal. I really want to start catching up. I want to get back to almost one a week. So, all that said, let's get back to the glitch. Now, MVP refers to this as a hybrid catch disc, and I think that is accurate. I love catch discs. I've had an Opto Bite in my bag for 10 years, so as soon as I heard about what the glitch was going to be, I knew what I was going to compare it to. Yep, these two. That said, they're not the same disc. Both are catch discs, but I think hybrid on this one is pretty accurate. You can see the bite is not quite super class, but it's a little bit wider. It looks like a dog disc, but it flies more like an Ultrastar Zephyr type disc, so it's a little more stabilized. But the glitch is putter size. It actually fits inside the bite just like a normal putter does. I usually actually have a throwing putter inside the bite in my bag. It fits nicely. It feels like a putter in the hand. It feels like a very lightweight putter because it's 150 class. And it's going to throw similar to a putter, especially a lightweight putter. But it does have that catch aspect to it still. This is a disc that you can literally play catch with in the field, just like you would an Ultrastar. It is a disc that you can use for touch in the woods. It is a disc that you can use for control shots out in the open, especially if you've been working on angle control. There is a reason that people like Simon and Drew can throw it. It's because it is a disc that is capable of handling power, as long as you also enable it to have or put some touch on it. I talked to a local who's been loving this disc. He goes out to the short baskets, and what he said is it's opened up his game because he can sit on the tee pad and he just throws wrist pop shots. And coming from a catch background, that makes complete sense to me because of the number of times in Ultimate where I've had to just quick turn my hips and snap a disc out underneath an arm. That's how I throw the bite. Just that little quick wrist pop, hit the line, hit the angle that I want it to go on. The glitch does that. It just doesn't do it exactly like the bite. It has that stabilized rim, it's going to stay on the line you put it on a little bit longer, and it might even fade out a little bit, but it really does want to hold that line because it is a 0-0, and I think that is true on this disc. Ton of fun to throw in the woods, ton of fun to throw in the field, ton of fun to play catch with, although I haven't got to play a lot of catch with it, but it feels good. The soft Neutron plastic and the rim don't make it feel like a hard putter. It feels like a catch disc when it comes in your hand, so it is very comfortable. It fits in your bag like a normal disc. That is a bonus. You don't want. Sometimes your catch discs don't necessarily fit there. You have to keep them separate in the car. Even the bite will fit in my bag, but it takes up a different amount of space. So that is a bonus on that one. Very throwable, very controllable. As you're going to see in the field, you're going to see on the course, you're going to see in the comparison to the bite. This is a disc that can do a lot of different things and do them well. You're going to see me throw it up to, I think, about 270 on this video. I actually threw it a little bit longer than that, but I lost some of the control. I'm also relearning to throw again because I started climbing and I've gotten some of my hand and finger strength back since I started that. I lost a lot of hand strength when I got an autoimmune disease a couple years ago, and yeah, so I'm having to relearn to throw in a good way. That's kind of nice. So the accuracy isn't quite there, but I'm working on it, and this disc is probably going to be part of that relearning process. So if you have any questions or comments, please put them below so I can get back to you. Otherwise, come watch me throw the glitch. You'll get to see an ace. That was a spoiler. Yeah, put those questions and comments below so I can get back to you. As always, thanks for watching, and next video coming soon. Thanks, guys. Okay, out to the field. This is about 160 feet to that trash can out there. You're going to see a very gentle pull. I was maybe 50% throw on this, and it came up just a few feet, like 15 feet short. So here I am powering it up, giving it a nice wide hyzer. This was still not a super hard throw, maybe 75%, but you can see how easily this glides. Here's a nice drifting turnover, about 205 feet to the basket, and this ended up right next to the pin. Out to the course, this is about 230 to the pin. You're going to see this actually would have gone pretty far past. That was a nice pull, but that tree branch knocked it down right next to the basket. Here we go to the double mando. Yes, I'm going to miss the mando, but this did end up right next to the pin again at 245. You can see how well this disc just glides. And with a headwind coming at me, just a slight headwind, you can see this does turn over a little bit, but it still ended up about 255 out. I know I mentioned that I was going to throw out to about 270. I was wrong. That 255 was about as far as it got. Here's just a nice drifting nose up 140-foot shot through a tunnel. And then let's go to comparisons. As I mentioned, the Bite is more of a traditional catch disc, and I thought it was a pretty floaty disc, but in comparison, the Glitch is actually does have more glide. If thrown at the same pace, the Bite just doesn't push forward as fast, so it's not going to get as much distance, that gliding distance. And you can see it's not quite as overstable in that comparison. Thrown fairly flat on both of them. The Bite wants to stay straight or drift, whereas the Glitch stayed on line. Here you can see a very similar angle release, very similar result, especially on the shorter distances. It was when you got over 175, 180 feet the stability differences really showed up. Here you can see on this 210 foot, the Bite just stayed flat, it flipped up, ends up right of the pin, or right of that trash can, whereas the Glitch is right next to it. Here on the angle control, the Bite is going to hold the line that I put it on specifically the entire time. The Glitch breaks right late, ends up just a little bit longer, the pin, Bite's just a little bit short. Again, very similar results from both discs. This is actually a terrible comparison. I aimed both discs different directions. They went exactly where I sent them, but you can see both are pretty forgiving down a tunnel. That catch aspect gives you a little bit of forgiveness. And then this was my reshoot shot of the video for sure. The Bite flips up into just a little bit of wind. It's not a ton of wind, just enough to flip it, stays straight into the chains, whereas the Bite fades out just before the basket. Quick recap, the Glitch is a hybrid catch disc. It is speed 1700. It is going to be great for warm-ups. It's going to be great in the field. Definitely in wooded courses, this is a disc that can teach you to throw touch and can definitely save you strokes. I would recommend taking a look at it. Check out my sponsor, Hazy Shade. Their site is hazyshade.com, and use my code Team Hazy Chris for 5% off. As always, thanks for watching.